Welcome to the Isuzu UTE A-League highlights show for round 17, which features just 4 matches this week due to MacArthur Bulls and Melbourne City's involvement in Asian Champions League competitions. We start the round at CommBank Stadium, where the Wellington Phoenix took on the Western Sydney Wanderers, 2 teams that occupied the bottom 2 places on the ladder. With 10 rounds to go and only 14 points separating first and last position, all 3 points were critical for both sides to push for a finals place. After drawing against Melbourne City last week, Gary Van Egmond made 2 adjustments to his side, bringing in Jacob Farrell and Bojidar Kraev to the starting 11. Giancarlo Italiano made 3 changes to his starting 11 after a loss to Melbourne Victory. Matt Sheridan and Alex Rufer returned to the side, and there was also a call-up for Sarpreet Singh, who made his first appearance for the Knicks since 2019.
And again, Western City immediately looking for that early ball. Fraser goes himself. Oh, Ryan Fraser, the flying Scotsman, with a third in red and black. And the home team leading inside the opening 17 minutes on a crucial Friday night. As Singh out to the right, uses Armiento on the left. Eze getting himself central. Spills for Khartoum. Just not quite the power to beat Thomas at his near post. Thurgate has done marvellously well to get the pass out to Kankar. Oh, it burst through the hands of Kelly Heald. And off the back of that free kick, in the end they do score through big Phil Kankar. There was some gunpowder behind that strike. The throw picks out Cicluna. Well, that would have just capped it all off. Dylan Cicluna, we've seen him score from that kind of range before. So Hughes the long throw. Piper got his head to it. Sheridan down he goes to the 4th official. What do you think, Macca?
Well, I think it's a penalty, if I'm honest.
There is no foul in the penalty area. Restart with a drop ball.
So Armiento in swinging shape. Oh, it's an own goal. It is an own goal. And Wellington have got a lifeline, a season lifeline, you could say. And it was the shape on the delivery from Armiento which has done the damage. He's going to leave this one for Nagasawa. Near post, and is it over the line? Yes, it is. Wellington from 2 goals down, 2 in Loma, with a huge part to play once again. And the set pieces for the Knicks are killing Western Sydney. For Western Sydney, some fresh legs of Borrello also has come into the game late on. Antisopoulos nods it away. Carluccio and Borrello. Hughes back for Wellington. Game of aerial tennis for a moment. Borrello, and now the speed. And he sees Kelly Heald off his line, but he just gave it a little too much, did Aidan Hammond, but it wasn't a bad try. Honours even at CommBank Stadium. For the 2nd week, Western Sydney have shared the points at home. And it's a frustrating result, especially for the home fans, but for both of these 2 sides. Wellington, despite coming back from 2 goals down, will feel like it's an opportunity lost tonight. They will move up 1 place into 10th. Western Sydney remain anchored to the bottom of the table. Fraser and Kankar goal scorers. And Western Sydney led it 2-0 before Wellington Phoenix with a couple of second half goals. They could well have stolen all 3 points. locked it up at 2-2, and that is how it has finished. At CommBank Stadium, Western Sydney Wanderers 2, Wellington Phoenix 2.
The high-flying Newcastle Jets made the trip west to HBF Park to take on a Perth Glory side that was desperate to break their opponent's winning streak. The Jets were aiming for a club record 7th straight win to extend their lead at the top of the table, whilst 3 points could move the home side back into the top 6. Adam Griffiths made 3 changes to his side that drew with the MacArthur Bulls last week, bringing in Adam Taggart and Jaden Kaczarski. There was also an A-League debut for new signing Luca Tevere. Meanwhile, Mark Milligan kept an unchanged 11 for his Jets side for what was the 5th straight game.
Bayliss slips it through to Rose. If he can find the challenge across, is an important intervention from Wootton.
That's a really good defensive intervention from Wootton.
Well, now a chance for Newcastle, the long-range effort. Oh, that's superb. And Lockie Bayliss gets the Newcastle Jets off to a flying start. They are loving life at the moment.
Well, there's nothing B-grade about that strike from Lockie Bayliss. That is absolutely brilliant from the edge of the area as they take the corner quickly.
Freening, a little clip over the top, an awkward deflection and all. Almost disastrous for Newcastle. Upends the Perth defence. Here's Taylor. Options in the middle if he can pick them out. Does so really well. And just how quickly Newcastle can turn defence into attack. That's a big moment. Well, chance, and it's steered into the back of the net. Blink and you'll miss it. Lockie Rose has a bit to say about that. Early in the second half, Newcastle have doubled their lead. That pass is left a little narrow for Eli Adams. It's a 2v1 if he can make it. That's a clever ball in through the substitute. He's clipped and there's a decision to be made. The colour is red. And it's shown in the direction of Brian Kautak, who has been given his marching orders. Mizunuma with time and space just needs to pick out a pass if he can, and that is a thundering strike from Xavier Bertoncello from the Jets Academy to an absolutely outrageous hit. Sutton, all eyes on goal, you would think. It's a good strike down to his left, Elianov.
Fourth official showing us there it will be 4 minutes of added time. Shane Skinner.
Sydney FC up against Adelaide tomorrow, but now Perth still charging forward, and they do have a consolation. Kolakowski, it's another 91st minute goal that he tucks into the back of the net. It may be a consolation, but the Shed like it, and Kolakowski, well, he has his second of the season. 7 wins in a row for the Newcastle Jets. And on the road, they've found all 3 points against Perth Glory. Newcastle at the moment simply unstoppable. It was a first half finish by Lockie Bayliss to get things underway. 1-0 at half time. Lockie Rose into the second half, found the second. Xavier Bertoncello, a thumping finish not long after being substituted on. And what, in the end, is a consolation goal by Stefan Kolakowski. But again, his impact being felt. Newcastle Jets continue to perform in a league of their own. They're at the top of the A-League ladder. So full time at HBF Park. It's Perth Glory 1, Newcastle Jets 3.
Brisbane Roar headed south into Amy Park to take on Melbourne Victory on Valentine's Day. A win for the visitors would see them leapfrog Victory and move into 5th place, while 3 points would elevate the home side into 3rd. Victory boss Arthur Dillies made one change to his 11 that beat the Wellington Phoenix last time out, and that was bringing in Keegan Jelassic. As for Brisbane, well, there were 4 changes to the Raw lineup that lost to the Central Coast Mariners. Matthew Dench and Christopher Long were named in the starting 11, and there were also A-League debuts for James Durrington and new Norwegian signing Marius Lode. Assistant coach Borja Lema took charge of the Raw after head coach Michael Valkanis picked up his 2nd red card of the season last time out.
The head tennis back and forth. And Duca making a presence here, and he was able to lash a volley in the end. Charles Nduka here, he showed perhaps why Melbourne Victory have rated him so highly.
Yeah, it's a positive start from Nduka.
D'Agostino, a new dynamic to this Raw attack. And the home side can build down the left. Beautiful pass. And now a chance and a chip and a goal. And Charles Nduka puts Melbourne Victory in front. He breaks through. Just his 3rd appearance in the A-League, and he's opened his account. It was a beautiful pass to set him away, and the flag stayed down. Charles Nduka, the scouts can take a bow, and he has done the rest. Miranda with the mop up. Mata on the turn, and he sets Velupile away. An aggressive header out in front. Jelassic waiting in the middle, and the cross is intercepted by Bazanis. So Victory with a couple of passes around the back line to reset. Mata with the step over and the pass that connected, and the build-up continues. What a highlight this would be if Nduka could score! What a good save by Bazanis, and it was nearly 2 for Charles Nduka. Down the right sideline it goes. Great control from Bruce. A driving cross and a great chance for the Raw. Long! And an equaliser looked him in the face, and he fired over.
Well, he's got to hit the target there, Chris Long.
Can Dench make the most of it? Hooks it back into the penalty area. D'Agostino with a flick off, and just wide to the left, Sam Klein. He thinks it's a corner. Instead, it goes down as a goal kick. Pass after pass from Victory. Santos's cross, it's going to run all the way. Good save. Bazanis around the post. And that was nearly a cross-turn shot into a goal.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ball in the right area.
Luda. Drifting diagonal ball finds Salas. D'Agostino calls for a cross at the back post. Salas to Emmett Shaw. Now Valkanis to Klein. Raw working the ball from one side to the other. Dench. And now Klein. A quick 1-2 with D'Agostino. And D'Agostino! Goals in consecutive games for the Socceroos hopeful. And even though he declines to celebrate against the Victory, the Raw away bay have no such problems. It's 1-1.
Unbelievable stuff.
And now he will take the free kick that he won. To the edge of the box, Valkanis' header, and Wachowski watches it out for a corner. Had to bat it down, maybe worried about a bit of backspin off the header. And that first career win against the Brisbane Raw is indeed going to evade Arthur Dillies. 2 draws and a loss in 3 head-to-heads, and well, Michael Valkanis, in the games he's been suspended, now has a win, a draw, and well, a loss. But today, Melbourne victory. Charles Nduka opened the scoring. Brisbane Roar hit back and were really making a lot of the running through the second half, but ultimately we're happy to settle for a point on the road. And Borja Lima, in his third game in the dugout, now has the full set of results as well. Nick D'Agostino scored Brisbane's equaliser, came off as he was cramping soon after. And that is the final score at Amy Park. Melbourne victory 1, Brisbane Roar 1.
Adelaide United closed out the round with a visit to Allianz Stadium to take on Sydney FC. The home side needed to turn their form around after winning just one of their previous 7 matches. As for the visitors, well, they were hoping to pick up their first win in 3 games. Sky Blues boss Ufuk Talay made one change to his starting 11, which lost in Auckland last week, bringing back Joe Lolly after he recovered from a hamstring injury. Meanwhile, new signings Ahmet Arslan and Apostolos Stamatolopoulos were listed on the bench. For the visitors, Ayrton Andreoli brought Ethan Adagic back into his starting 11 in place of Craig Goodwin, with the Socceroos set to be sidelined for up to 3 months with a groin injury.
Here's Yoel Kito, may think about shooting, he does. Devonish Mears has to reach and tap that one over the bar. It's a really good save from a Devonish Mears who was on his heels. High press from Campuzano has Smits just fluffing his lines. Sydney FC a chance to press here. Ocon, good touch. Can he get a shot away? It's a good intervention, but only as far over on the left-hand side of Quintal. And Tiago Quintal puts Sydney FC ahead. His 3rd for the season. Tiago Quintal, after Ocon thought about shooting, he finishes. And it is Sydney FC leading 1-0. Strong from Aleague. Rides another one. Lays it off for Yoel. He has a bit of space here, Johnny Yoel. Looks to cut back in on the right. Can't get any venom in that shot. Munif. Cooley and Barnett. Good little ball in from Barnett, and they do get the immediate reply through Ryan Kitso. Well, it's only taken a matter of minutes for Adelaide United to find parity, and it was a beautiful ball across the face of goal. And Ryan Kitto from the penalty spot does the rest. 1-1. Press of Adelaide, frustrating Sydney FC somewhat here. Campuzano and Kitto locked together. Oh, Holman was looking to thread the needle for Quintal. There are enough Adelaide bodies in the way. Wayward from De Cooley. Oh, nice little back heel from Quintal for Garuccio. And now close to the line and into the side netting from Kisbay. Well, that was almost a carbon copy of the first goal. They do win a corner. Here is Garuccio. The corner towards the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper thought about coming. Tisserand heads it into the crossbar. It cannons off the woodwork. The goalkeeper was nowhere. Strong from Ocon Engsler to pick the pocket of White. Here's Lolly. Looking for a low pass. Couldn't get past Phyllis. Corey Holman now. This is really looking similar to the opening 45 minutes so far in this second half. Johnny Yoel will look to break for Adelaide. De Cooley in front of him. Nice ball through as well. And Yaya De Cooley, almost as cool as you like, sliding it past, only for the big right mid of Harrison Devonish Mears to get there. Well, there was Arslan on the ball. Quintal out wide. Garuccio's delivery and almost a perfect start to life in sky blue for Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. He can't get his head over the ball and it goes over the bar. Here's Arslan from long range, and it's a really good strike and an equally good save from Josh Smits, diving to his left, giving away the corner. But what an introduction. Good chase from Arslan. Good header from Ryan Grant as well. Here is the fresh leads. Back on. Aleague up to Burkett. Will the flag stay down here? Tisserand will have to stand up big, and it's very tired from everybody. Can you believe it? Luka Jovanovic has got the goal, but Harrison Devonish-Mears, who has been so good for Sydney FC tonight, can't deal with that one. It was nowhere near the cleanest of strikes, but it doesn't matter because it's in the back of the net. And Adelaide United could go on to win this one. They lead 2-1. Ben Abrahams blows full time. A sigh of relief from Ayrton Andrioli as Smits punches the ball away in delight. Joe Lolly with his head in his hands. Sydney FC with the one that got away. Quintal took the lead for Sydney FC 14 minutes in. But a goal 3 minutes later to Ryan Kitto. And then, unfortunately, after such a good game, Harrison Devonish-Mears couldn't deal with Luka Jovanovic, who scored his 5th of the campaign and helped Adelaide United to their first victory in 3 matches. Akola Khan only getting 5 minutes at the end. He couldn't change the story. And Ayrton Andrioli celebrating with his team. It is a big victory that sees Adelaide United move up to 3rd place on the ladder in this so tight Isuzu UTE A-League men's competition. It has finished Sydney FC 1, Adelaide United 2.
The box office Jets' 7th straight win extended their lead at the top of the table. They're 5 points ahead of Auckland FC, who take on Sydney FC in an upcoming midweek clash. Adelaide's win elevated them into 3rd place, while Sydney FC, Macarthur FC and Melbourne Victory round out your top 6. The bottom half of the table is heavily congested, with just 5 points separating 7th and last place with 9 rounds remaining. So join us next week as we bring you another round of bumper Isuzu A-League action, headlined by the Melbourne Derby.